Welcome to BH Business Spotlight, where business stories come to life. Hosted by Kaylee Brokenshire and Alex Brown. A show that explores the people behind the businesses, the ideas, the challenges, and the work that goes into building something from the ground up. And today, we're diving into the world of design, construction, and entrepreneurship. Because behind every great space, there's a vision, a process, and someone bringing it all together. Our guest is an entrepreneur based here in Bournemouth, running a carpentry and design and build company, helping transform both residential and commercial spaces through high-quality craftsmanship and thoughtful design. He's the founder of Woodstock Space Design and Build. Please welcome Alvaro Moreno.
Hi Al, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for hosting me.
Oh, welcome. We're really excited to hear about your journey and how you got involved in doing what you do now. Mm-hmm. So if you
I'm all yours.
Go back to, well, how you first got in. Where's your journey?
How far you want me to go back?
Let's go.
As in
leaving school.
So leaving school, I've always been I've always played tennis, right? And but at that time when I left school, I just stopped playing tennis because I was on tour even as a junior, and it took a lot of time for me. So I didn't have time at all. And at uni, you need time, right? So I went to law school. I studied law, and I didn't like it at all. So then I just wandered for a bit whilst I was coaching tennis as a young, just after postgraduate. And so at the same time, I've always liked carpentry, so I got my carpentry qualification at the same time. And I would just play coach tennis for a number of years and did bits and bobs, carpentry, little contracts for a while. But then I love surfing too, and I broke my neck. I popped 4 discs of my neck surfing, and I got surgery on my neck. So I've got a number of screws and plates there, and tennis was over. Or at least was over at the level.
So you were playing tennis at quite a...
I was, quite a decent level, yeah. And then, of course, when you start coaching, because you've got that standard, so you are better off sticking to that, and so work as a hitting partner, or with high standard players. But that was over, and I needed to rethink myself. So, because a number of muscles went disengaged here on my right side. I'm functional still, but not to play tennis at that standard. Oh, so after that, I was coaching David Lloyd at that time, and I just saw an opportunity as to work for the new club openings department to just whenever they would acquire a club. So my job was basically to go there, make sure it was a coherent corporate-wise, so the image, but that was not really my job. My job was to do the fine-tuning to the layout and how things are disposed around the club to ensure the best possible experience for the users, and that I loved that. So because you start wondering what does make one feel more comfortable in this space? Why do I feel better here? Because I always grab my coffee and go to that specific corner over there. I quite like corners, so I think maybe I feel safe there in corners. So that little corner, that little space over there, rather than going anywhere else. Why? So I started obviously teaching myself on interior design, layout, all the different feng shui techniques and theories and trends. And I started getting more and more into it, I guess out of my necessity as well, because you can understand, even though you can be natural on some aspects, right, some of the job, you also need to know why you're feeling that space there is more appealing, more comfortable, or makes you more prone to be active in a way as well. And all that just came together after I had my second child, and I needed more time for myself. And corporate world's famous for giving you a lot of free time, right? It was a non-stop. So second child, barely possible, and I just decided to start taking myself to building.
So
and
would you say then that becoming a father changed your mindset on?
Oh yeah, totally. On everything in life. Yeah,
business
becoming a father
and life.
Yeah, on everything in life. Yeah. All of a sudden, I was like feeling guilt and for being out, and So priorities change, obviously, and I'm very happy with the change. But I'm also happy with all the journey beforehand because.
That will have shaped you.
To
now and to the business and how you run your business now.
Yes.
First of all, okay, you did drop out of law school, but going into law school, obviously studying and training and qualifying and being so highly skilled in what you do, tennis, all of the sports, that will be...
Well, that was fine as well.
Yeah, it sounds fun, but that will be a lot that's inbuilt in you, won't it? That subconsciously is what makes you more driven than somebody that maybe didn't do the sport?
People that know me tell you otherwise, but I've always been very aware that in order for me to perform at the standard I like to perform, I need to have fun doing what I do. So the minute I'm not enjoying it, well, not the minute, because as you can be for as long as you want doing something you're not really excited about. But the thing is that end of the day, there's a call. You feel the call, and if you don't make a decision yourself, life decides for you. So in my case, it was my second child that proved that wasn't viable anymore. So I just shifted, and I'm very, very, very glad. Very glad. Yeah.
If you're happy to talk about it, when those initial few days, obviously you were playing tennis at a very high level and then had the accident that you had. What did those kind of like initial few days, knowing that actually what had happened and your career from a tennis perspective, ultimately that was coming to an end because of what had happened. How did those last like days, weeks, months look like?
I don't know. Things happen for a reason. I was at that time. I didn't know what sort of outcome there was going to be there, and so simply just tried and cope with pain really, and wait for the operation, and that keeps you really, really busy because you need to go constantly to hospital and checks and so on. So that's you're busy enough coping with the whole process, which is not. The health system, right? It's not the most smoothest system. So you're busy enough, and you just wonder, you just hope for the best, and that's it. So initially it was a break, which I needed very much, because as I say, things happen for a reason, and that was it. That was the trigger that I needed.
You didn't realise, but that was the reset for you.
Yeah, it's always an opportunity in this kind of forced breaks, right? There's always an opportunity, because I could have perfectly redirected my career. I don't know, coaching kids or thing, which I've done for a number of years as well, and I've enjoyed very much. I've always liked kids. But I was very much. I always wondered whether if I was just coaching tennis, because it was the easy thing to do for me after law. And initially, carpentry was my call, but I was very comfortable just earning money playing tennis, and I just did. I was like part time, like a side job. So then this opportunity it came across for this company, and basically I just took it, and I discovered something I really, really enjoyed.
And this was an employed role?
Yes.
As an employed role as a carpenter?
No, not carpenter, but it's a member experience manager. So that's the position. And that's what you supervise. And that, within my carpentry experience, that's what I put together after I was done with that job when my second child was born. And initially it wasn't that much about interiors or spaces, or it was more about building, growing the network, starting to move around those fields rather than those others that I was used to, right? And but that was very good, very nice as well. It was a change of scenery, change of people as well, people that I feel very comfortable with. So it's not that much of a pretend. Doing this, I didn't need to wear a face mask of niceness all day, all day long, right? It's not that public-faced, which I like. I like as well. Okay. Yeah.
So then, what made you make the decision and the jump to go and not work for somebody else anymore? Obviously we've jumped a little bit, but
yeah. That is, that's one of the things that I think I've struggled the most with, because I've always wanted to just be how I feel more comfortable, right? Just doing things running things according to my own vision. And I've always as well, I've had a bit of a friction with managers to really make them get away with what I think was the best. But then, hey, sometimes you get it wrong, but generally you realize that you're quite sound and accurate with what your decision making and how you want to direct the projects through. So maybe not that much changing the goal, but changing the method. Or so, as in, if a space needs to be more cozier, just stick to the goal, which is cozier, but maybe do it in a different way. So just think out of the box and really put yourself on the user's shoes, and really get to stay there for a while and see how that's going to feel after using it for a year or 10 years. Because houses are something that's not that disposable, or that you tend to stick to that if you're lucky for quite a long time. And same with shops. Shops need to guarantee a degree of comfort when you're there. You don't want to be in a rush. You don't want to be exposed if you're just having a browsing or lost in your mind through the different products or different services, enjoying any of the services there's in that space. Sometimes you want to just be it needs to be fit for purpose. Let's put it that way. It needs to be fit for purpose.
So now, would you say, since running your own business, that you do have more control in that respect?
Yes, well, I have all the control.
All the control, so that suits you better, that you're not reporting to managers.
Yes, I'm free to fail now. I'm free to fail.
But you can focus on the consumer and put your vision across, obviously, to them.
Yes.
You have more control, ultimately, being able to make the decisions, alter them directly with the consumer, and not be directed from above.
Yes. But I mean, it changes the above, right? So the above now is not someone else's. It's not a borrowed set of leaves, right? It's now, to me, which I'm quite practical. To me, the above now is like the wherever fits the best to. So there is such a thing as right and wrong when it comes to building and when it comes to designing. In order to fit certain purpose or someone else's vision, right? Which is the client's vision. You gotta align with them, and then you gotta deliver the best possible result that really works for them. So the above now, so what directs your actions is not that much someone else saying, hey, you gotta do this now. You gotta to make sure that the architrave is that whatever they want to tell you. Or that they need to tell you. So you're not that much of an executor. You get to decide how that's going to look like, and how to translate the client's vision into reality, into a real space, and that's very much very, very rewarding for me. And that's actually the story of sorry, I love talking.
No, I like
Is that for a podcast? That's all right?
That's okay, yeah.
So that's actually it's very curious that you've mentioned that, because that's actually the story of how my journey in the trades have ended up as it has so far. Who knows? But so far, so this on this last stage now. I'm working on is into putting together their design, so the concept development plan, their proposal with 3D rendering, so they can show someone how that's going to look like, how their vision would look like, and then the whole building process as well till the end result, till handover. And I think that is the way that I've found that there's less friction and less misinterpretations from the very beginning, which is what me as, I'm going to just put myself in the client's shoes. So for me as a client who owns a certain space, a shop, a house, I've got a vision. I have a brainstorm initial meeting with the designer. We come into terms on certain boxes that space needs to tick. They come to me with a number of designs, proposals that I choose from. I choose one, and then what usually happens, for experience, is that project chosen and it's handed over to a building company or a refurbishing company, and there's sometimes there's discrepancy there in between what the designer's vision was on that initial meeting with client, and then what that second contractor's vision is. Because there's always a bias in the way we do things, and there's always a trimming there that I might have, as a designer or as a client, I might have chosen for a very specific reason, and it's an important thing for me. And it's impossible for a contractor to be aware of all those little details, because
it's attention to detail.
It's attention to
precision.
It's precision as well, but it's because it's not yours. You don't know all about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But the work that you do, I've seen some of your amazing work, and it's very bespoke, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's high end.
It's completely bespoke, yeah.
Completely bespoke.
It's free, you're free to.
And so the precision, attention to detail is really key, isn't it? In what you do.
Yeah.
Who do you love working with the most? What kinds of projects are your favourite?
Oh, my favourite. Well, I was off camera. I was talking to you that I feel really relieved that that last trend, minimalist trend, soulless, I used to call it, is over, and now we're heading into more like warmer spaces, a bit more classic styles, like Victorian styles, and I really like that Victorian old school, like floral. Baroque style, maybe because I'm a carpenter and I enjoy it most, because wood, you can do so many things with wood, and you always think, how much nicer this would look that other way, and it's it's got so much potential, and it's so really it's just dismissed, right? It's diminished. And
that minimalist look, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all straight lines, and
What's your favourite material then of wood? Which?
It would be oak. I
love
and especially maybe darker oak. Oak I would love. Sandalwood is very nice as well when it comes to carving, but. If unless it's a very high profile projects, usually you work with pine, And in terms of budget, you need to make it work, and in terms of everything, you need to make it work. Full stop, end of the story. And budget's always key, or most of the times is key. So it's usually Pine what comes across handiest, because it's very clear, it's very white, and you can dye it and make it look like any other wood of your choice, and it fits on budget. It's quite resistant, and but I think pine as a go for, as like the regular choice, and then I would choose oak as a like better as a top up, right? Oak. Yeah.
And how do you see the trends going with the materials that you use?
Well, it's all now they matter more. They matter more because it's not that. Most of it, many times now, they're just you show the wood, you don't paint over, right? And is all the textures are different, all the different the finishing is getting more into a glossy finishing rather than that matte from before. So it's Sorry. What was your initial question? Because I started like
on the subject of trends and
yes.
how you think that's
the materials.
changing.
Yes. So there's more embroidery now in things like curtains or nowadays they're using fabric more. For example, bookshelves in Victorian times used to have this little like fabric covering every shelf to prevent the dust getting into books. And so that was like heretic to say I want to put a little nice, lovely fabric here. These that people would look at you and they think, man, who are you? My granddad, my grandma. do you wanna knit it yourself as well? And that was like nonsense a few years ago. But now. So things are heading that way, and now you're starting to see a little bit of that mix as well.
I think some of the trends gone full circle, come back round again, and the slightly more ornate things are coming back in.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Well, and it depends on the space as well. For some purposes, you need to use other things and that less natural things, right? But I quite like working with that sort, what I like calling noble materials. So wood, cotton, the things that you can't go wrong with that. And also in terms of prolonging the life of the products is the much better. And it also, it forces the client or the user to interact with them more. Because it's not that you need to take care of a plastic composite cladding, for example, right? You just wipe it once every, depends on your how healthy your routines are. And
this is obviously not your taste, the backdrop that we have here.
No, it does the job. Yeah, it does the job, obviously. I mean, this is wood as well, so you're going to mix materials. And
so tell us about some of your favourite projects that you've worked on.
Yes. So one of my favourite ones would be this Kate house at Coast. One of my best friends, well, actually, my best friend around, he was also my witness. I help him with he's got a cafe in Parkstone, Sultan's Road, called Coast.
Yes,
it's very nice.
One. Very nice.
Yeah. Very, very nice. And so when we came here to the UK, for the first time in 2012. It was very early days, and so I've been helping to turn the initial cafe, which is downstairs, into a really nice Californian cafe with surnames, right? Because it's a cafe, but it's also a surf shop. and they used to even sell motorbikes. The first
It's extended as well,
yes,
hasn't it?
Yes,
More recently.
Yes. So the first few Deus Ex Machina sold around those. They were there. Jake Cully's got an incredible vision in business. He's one of the most clever people I've ever had the pleasure to come across. And so yeah, it evolved into that, and then upstairs it was just offices, and we decided just to knock it down all and build something for the children, because it's more and more spaces are demanding to be family friendly, right? Well, it's not spaces really, it's common sense demanding it. If you go with your kids and you want to have a coffee and do so without having to be constantly on top of them. You need to have.
My kids love it there.
Yes, you need to have somewhere to chuck them in. So we decided to come across with this skate park / cafe / soft play area that's actually very nice, and we just knocked it all down and built the skate park to start with, and then just the cafe, little sitting area, and the soft play, and it works very well.
It's very nicely done.
Yes,
yeah.
very
So that's
nice.
one of your favourite projects.
That's one of my favorite. I love Curves.
And the skate house upstairs.
Coast,
Very
the skate house of Coast. Then it's not. They're not in a ranking, right? But they're like kind of things you look back and you enjoy the time. You remember the time you had building them, because it was a good fun. It is always a good fun. It would be the Mysterious Bookcase in Westbourne Arcade. So this influencer, this is a lovely couple, and Ali and Matt. They had an online shop for a number of years, and they're very, very successful influencers. And they decided to go ahead and open the first physical shop, and they got this lovely unit in the Westbourne Arcade, which is, I love arcades. Do you think there's something
They're
special
just old
about it?
school, aren't they?
Old
Like,
school,
yeah.
And it's also they change, right? Depending on the seasons. Like summer's got a vibe. On Christmas they're like pink,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's lovely, and it's like traveling on time, right? Crystal ceilings. Well, anyway, I'm sorry I drift. I'm very dreamy. They've got this lovely unit, and working with Remade Spaces, Tom, lovely man. I've learned a lot from him, and KTM, interior designers, who came up with that design, lovely design of these classic library design, the kind of Sherlock Holmes would be, the kind of the ones that you've got ladders to go across the bookshelves, with a little nook on the corner as well for you to read. It was lots of little different details. So you would turn. There would be a picture on the wall, and you would just open it, and there was that special edition book over there. So it's lots of different secrets, and so it's a space that's alive, right? It was lovely to just build something new, and make it look that it has 150 years behind. That is that's something really nice. That would be the opposite of building something really minimalist, and make you feel that you can live there for a lifetime without altering at all the serenity that gives you, right? Which is also good. So it depends on what you want for that specific space. It's not the nemesis of minimalism, right? I like minimalism, and I do think you can put them both as well, more ornaments and classical approach blended with a minimalist feel, if that makes sense.
You can see how much you love it though. Like the attention to detail and everything is so good. Like we spoke about it before about anytime you go into a business, you just have to love what you do.
You taste it, right?
Yeah, yeah, but you can feel it when someone speaks about it, right? You can feel how much they love it. How long have you been running your business for?
My own business. Well, I've been self-employed, so I've just been subcontracted by all these companies since 2019, but just by myself. But it's not just by myself. There's no such a thing as self-made or a self-anything.
You mentioned that you've worked with some other incredible designers on these projects.
Yes. So this KTM would be like the biggest. Yeah.
Okay, fab. Have you had any piece of advice from some of these other businesses that you've worked with that's really stuck with you and that you take that on board in every day?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when it comes to advice, and I'm someone who I admit I'm very resistant to advice. When it comes to advice, I just find experience and time working with them, that's the best advice, because you see all the strengths and weaknesses, and you see what people like. And when it comes to shops and commercial, it's very curious to experience how the building process is like, because there's people coming in the shops and asking all the time, oh, what's it going to be? What's this going to be? How's it going to look like? How's it? What are they going to sell? So there's people coming in and wondering all the time. So it's you realize that what people, a user, as they come into that space, they look in first place, or what impacts them the most as they encounter that for the first time. And sometimes you think that you understand, you realize that something you were not giving importance at all turns out to be the one that grabs more attention from people. And so the best advice is really the experience of working with them. It's not really advice, but it's like a meta advice, right? It's advice.
Surrounding yourself with other...
Yes, it's benefiting myself from the experience of others, really. Because I always, when I see something well made, and we all know how it feels. I mean, you see something and you know that's well made, and you see someone doing something and you understand immediately when that guy or that lady, woman there, have been doing that forever, and they can do it with their eyes closed and their left hand. And when you see that, you need to pay attention and see what they do different, because that's the key. That's the key. Let's say there's always good people around, right? But that 80% to the top standard, it's quite common to reach, right? It takes fairly long, but it doesn't take that long. However, that from the 80 to the 100%. That's where it really takes long. And these people, when you see someone who's got it, who's over that 80% performance, you got to pay attention and see what's the difference. What are they doing? What's that they're doing that I'm not, or that most of people's not?
What would you say is a couple of common traits of that 20%?
Sorry, say it again?
A couple of common traits. So if you look at that 20%, what do you find they're doing, thinking? How do they act? How do they behave?
So common traits. No, it's not that much about the trade, right? It's about the person, really. It's about the person. And as I was saying, there's people that really puts their heart into it. And whenever you're working with them, you really feel it. Tom from Remade Spaces, he loves what he does. I've seen he gets so stressed, and he's stressed because he wants to get it right. And right is not finish, because that's been within the building industry. To finish is to get it right, sign it off, right? That's it, or to be on time. That's the goal. But he just doesn't want to get it right and and get it on time. He wants it to be yeah.
There's an element of like obsession over it, but like healthy obsession.
Yeah, well,
like you say,
or unhealthy, depends on you.
Well, I guess that's it. But the fact that they want to get it so right and they want to get it so good, they're not there to tick a box. They're there to do it right.
Literally, I've seen Tom from Woodstock Spaces. I've seen a vein pop in on his eye in that process. I've
Maybe
seen that live. I've seen that live.
So you are obviously slightly more laid back than.
Totally, yeah. Totally.
Would you?
That isn't necessarily. It's not necessarily a good thing, but yeah.
Well, do you see your business that it fits in with your lifestyle, and you make sure of that?
Yeah, because my business is my lifestyle. Yeah, it fits.
Obviously, you love what you do.
Yeah. Yeah. And now most of the things, I've got a beautiful new project coming now, which I'll tell you in a minute. Also Victorian, and with a lot of history behind. So now, more nowadays, because I've just conditioned my garage for it to be my workshop. So most of the units I just build at home, where I feel more comfortable and relaxed, and then just fit them in the units. So I get to spend a lot of time home, and not having to worry that much about all the dust in the shop, or not having to be that much concerned about the clients' loss. Because obviously, if you close a shop or a cafe for a number of days, you're renouncing to. It is quite a loss, and possibly you can lose a few clients that would normally go to your business, but they're forced to try somewhere else, and they might like it, which is not bad, but hey, right? It's better if it doesn't happen. So I've found that it was a win-win for clients and me to just leave the business untouched, just rolling, going, and do all the job behind the scenes, and then just come and in a couple of days, 3 days, fit it all, decorate it, and make it look. So we close on a Thursday, and whoever comes on Monday is going to find a completely different space here. So, and it's quite a shock as well. So that's a really, really good experience, because expectations are not awakened. So it catches them by surprise. On the other hand, if you've been working on a place for a number of months, people is already wondering, and which is good as well, because it awakes expectations in that way, and people is looking forward to seeing it finished. So I guess I'm laid back, because I tend to see opportunity I tend to try and find opportunity in every situation. So yeah,
Positivity.
Positivity. Yeah. So it blends perfectly my lifestyle and my family and my job. It's I couldn't do it any other way.
That's the recipe
I get
for.
grumpy.
I imagine that that's more sustainable. The business that you're running it with that mindset.
Yeah.
But what would you say has been the biggest challenge for you since you've been self-employed?
Well, to navigate those waters, I guess, is basically the leads you get. So it's a sweet spot where you can actually be creative professionally, and that sweet spot is when you're already doing well. So you can care about other aspects of your business, and when you start by yourself, you're not doing well at all. You're not doing well at all, because if it's a fresh start, like from not out of the blue, but if you need to start building a network and getting the first leads and pricing the first jobs, and then getting the first jobs coming through, is a transition period that's very hard. And if you're not careful, you can desperate and just direct your business towards easier niches to make money through.
So you found
meaning, I don't know, maintenance, for example.
I see, yeah. So would you say then that you have found getting the leads and converting those into obviously a customer, into a job,
Yes.
the hardest thing along your
To start
business
with,
journey?
yeah, as I started. Yes,
Until you had a portfolio that people could then see your work and quality and everything.
Yeah, but then I was, because just things were that way, so I was very quickly just grabbed by someone who's by another bigger contractor that spots you and wants you, and you work for them for a number of years, and you're basically kept as the best kept secret. So you don't have a network. So there's a moment that contractor might just have a gap in between projects, and you find yourself there with nothing. So you need to start over again. So I've gone through that for a number of times, and I just decided that was it. So to just start generating my own, just run my own thing, and don't depend on other people's capacity of generating jobs. So yeah, that's on the business aspect of it. That's the most. That, and also getting to build teams, because it's not that I do it all by myself. So to have that really trusted group of people, where you have your favorite plumber, your favorite electrician, your favorite decorator, your favorite bricklayers, tilers. That takes time.
Traditionally, trades are often can let you down and things. It's building that trust of those trades around you to complete the project to your standard, isn't it? So have you had a few, not failures as such, but a few mistakes or lessons you've learned of working with trades that hasn't gone so well?
Well, every day, every day. No, not that much nowadays. Not that much nowadays, but it's because you found your
trades
are notorious. We are notorious for Yes. So
you're not all the same.
No, we're not all the same, but you see it every day.
Okay, so
by any means, we're all the same. But it comes, you see that pretty regularly.
So could I ask you, if you were to give a new highly skilled tradesman some advice on if they were to go and set up being self-employed, what advice would you give them?
Persist. If they were just starting, just keep going, move on.
And would you say, from what you've said, I think that we've learned that surrounding yourself with those trusted other trades and other architects, designers, so that you're building your network that way, that's helped as well?
Yeah, of course. It's a lovely synergy. It's just like this we're doing here. It is a lovely synergy, and it's also a really good feeling to just know that within your town you can run reasonably big projects just with people that you see every day, or most of the times, and it's mainly, I'm gonna be honest, it's mainly my mates. So
they've become your mates, I guess.
Yeah, but they were my mates before this as well. So it's people I know very well, and people I know I can trust, because I do it anyway. And I'm very lucky. I'm just very lucky. Honestly, I'm not the one to give advice, because I'm the happy-go-lucky kind, and I've just been very, very lucky to have a really, really good bunch of guys that I love and adore, and they're always there, and they're gonna prioritize you over any other thing, and you just need to keep doing the same for them, and which you do anyway, because it's just love everywhere, really. It's a very loving. So it's the opposite of the normal concept you would have of a building site, right? It's more of we help each other. We're all family men. We're all local. We're all independent, and we just get together to hook up and build stuff. which
Love
is
it.
great. It is great.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Have you got any other
No, I think that's
questions?
a really
Well,
nice way
yeah.
to finish on.
The
Come and
the
tell us
shop,
about your
yeah,
new
the
project.
shop.
Ah,
which
sorry,
I'm
yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
excited.
Sorry.
I can't even. I've been like, honestly,
Can you tell
for
us
the
in
last 5 days, I've
2 minutes?
slept like 2 hours or 3 hours. 2 minutes, all right.
Let's hear about this
So-
exciting new project.
I was also running the maintenance for the O2 and number because it's a listed building and it requires a touch, right? And Chaplin. So I was very around Boscombe for a few months, but this lady approached to me one day in the old Royal Gate and said that she had been in the bookshop in Westbourne, the Mysterious Bookcase, and that she loved that nuke. And then she started talking to me about that she would like something like that. She invited me to her shop, and it's the classic witchcraft shop, right? With lots of different tiny things there. Royal Arcade, Anathema, Unit 11. And she started telling me what she wanted to do, and that she wanted to start with a nuke for her to do hand reading there, fortune telling, and tarot, and because she loved it. And then we kept going with the conversation, and well, basically, long story short, she has been there for a couple of years already, and just last year she came across this story of this lady in Bournemouth, Boscombe, that got in prison for fortune telling on the street, and that was 1904. So she got in prison, and this psychist, American psychist, got heard of it, paid the bail, and set a shop for her to
That's great.
to do the hand reading, right?
Yeah.
And then she was so passionate with the story, see, because there's so much history here on the area. And then later, she came across with the advert of the shop, and the advert of the shop was very much like, if you want to know about finances or law, romance, just come over and ask Madame Dawson to do fortune telling for you. Come and see us in Boscombe Royal Arcade, Unit 11. So it was the same unit. She was reading the hands as she is right now. She didn't know anything about it.
Oh.
So it was such a synchronicity.
Yeah.
It's lovely. So we decided to go ahead and recreate the shop, the Victorian shop, Victorian medium tarot reading shop. That was on that place, on that time. And the project became much bigger, much more exciting. And it was just, rather than a tiny unit, it became to recreate a whole medium Victorian space with all that comes with it, right? So they're like the rounded aisle with the glass bowl.
Wow.
We all meet together. And then we thought, well, we might take this a bit further, because that's how I like to do things. Because as I say, budget is key, and when someone doesn't have budget enough to feed what they want, so we always, as traders, we always say, don't come to me with problems, come with solutions. So I thought, this is really, I mean, this is so juicy. There's no way this can just like stay as it is. We need to develop. We need to make this maybe grow, right? The story grow. So I started doing research on what kind of funds or grants she could get in order to get the shop done. And then I realized I came across a number of things she could do to access funding.
Raise funds, okay.
That would also benefit her and also benefit me and benefit everyone. Because if she became a museum, for example, she would only need to dedicate 10% of her space to expose things. She could get access to a whole new world of funding. Mm-hmm. And she was a museum, in fact. She is a museum because she's hanging all these pictures of Boscombe and all this history, medium, tarot, pieces of history in the shop. And so it turned out that it happens that she was doing most of the things you need to do to get access to certain funding and grants. For example, she was a community interest company without her knowing about it, because she was doing talks and she was doing courses and tarot reading courses. And she didn't know.
So a project that she didn't think might have been feasible now.
Yeah, it's
potentially
shaping
is,
the whole way
yeah.
she's directing her business
Exciting.
towards.
Look
So,
forward
and it's changing from a little witchcraft shop where you go to buy your incense or to buy a set of tarot cards to give as a present. And it's starting to turn, it's going to turn into a major thing, yeah.
Look forward to seeing that
Yeah,
transformation.
me too.
Really?
That's it.
Yeah.
Just love that.
Yeah, I think you've got pictures. If you can then in the final podcast put some pictures
Yeah,
of that,
yeah, yeah.
because
Amazing.
a picture of a
Yeah.
proposal. You're going to see
Look
what
forward to
the
seeing
change
that
is like.
transformations for sure.
Thank you very
so
much.
if people want to work with you and get in touch with you, how do people do that?
Well, the best way, if you can put my contact details here on the screen. How would it be? The best way is to just go on Instagram and look for Woodstock Spaces.
Woodstock Spaces.
Yeah, just
Great.
flash me a text. My phone number's there, and I'll come back to you as quick as I can, which is usually on the day. On
Great.
the day I come back to you.
Sick.
Well, thank you.
Mate,
so
thank you for
much.
coming on.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Pleasure to have you on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And to everyone watching, if you enjoyed the conversation, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode.